Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are down to the last two games of the season and we've still yet to secure the title. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 101 of From the Bottom to the Top as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we need to secure that title if we can. We've been promoted for the last 3 seasons, coming up from the National League South to the National League. We were promoted as champions. We came up from the National League to League 2. We were champions. We came up from League 2 to League 1. We were champions, and we don't want to fall today if we can help it. So that is the task that is hand, is to secure that title if we don't do anything else. And we would be grateful if we can secure that. Of course, we're out to win both these games, and that is the only way to actually make sure that we secure it, is do it. Nobody else can argue with it. It is a done and dusted. And the 2 games that we have for you, League 1 match days 45 and 46, Notts County at Medow Lane, and then we welcome Walsall to the Bob Lucus, which could be a heck of a showdown and a celebration all rolled into one. And we'll find out about that more in just a few moments from now. But we have played 1 game since you were last with us, and that game was against Ipswich Town. As you remember, in the last episode we played Leyton Orient. We lost to them 2-1, bottom of the table. Well, not bottom of the table, near the bottom of the table, and we lost to them 2-1. Wakachie the scorer, but we couldn't keep them at bay. We did then go to Oxford, to the new Manor Ground, and beat them there by 2-1. Darcy and O'Grady Mackin, the scorers. O'Grady Mackin from the penalty spot, giving us the win. And then we welcomed Ipswich Town to the Bob Lucas. I think when we played Ipswich Town earlier in the season, it was a 1-1 draw at their place at Portman Road. But we did welcome them in this one to the Bob Lucas and beat them by 4-1. It was a comprehensive win. And that man, Daniel Jebison, got us a hat-trick. 11 shots, 7 of which were on target, 1.84. 44% of the possession, though. We didn't have the bulk of the possession. We had to keep Ipswich at bay. They had 10 shots, 3 on target, 0.84, and 56% of the possession. This is how the goal scoring went. Adamson comes forward, 13 minutes on the clock. Nzingo forward to Jebison. Jebison, narrow angle, side netting. Goal number 1. Adamson to Deloithin. And Deloithin through to Jebison. Jebison putting it away. His second. Holman to Adamson. 2-0 at half time then. 47 on the clock. And Nzingo gets in on the act. Corner from Davis. Tuzenabi getting one back for Ipswich. And on 75 minutes, a corner from Adamson to Darcy to Whittingham. And that man Jebison getting his hat-trick. Our 4th of the day for a 4-1 win against Ipswich. Comprehensive win. And this is how it looks. Birmingham have played their game in hand. So everybody's on 44 games now played. And we are 1 point in front of Birmingham. We were 4, of course, but they did have that game in hand. So we need to secure, well, as I said, we've got to match Birmingham's scores, or simple fact, as I said at the outset, is win both games and Birmingham can't catch us regardless of what they do in today's game. So the top of the table, as we know, we are separated by 1 point over Birmingham. There is a 15, no, what am I on about? A 22 point gap down to Derby. Yes, 22 points. That's huge. Down to Derby in 3rd. Notts County are 4th on 72. Charlton 5th on 72. Reading 6th on 71, just ahead of Wigan and Wycombe, both on 71, but on goal difference. And then 2 points adrift of them come Oxford United and Shrewsbury. Bearing in mind we've got 6 points to go. Peterborough can only get 71. They still could be in the reckoning, but it seems unlikely at this stage, especially with the goal difference scenario. So I think they are out of it. Who was I saying? Peterborough. 6 points, 71. Yeah, I think they're out of it. Ipswich are out of it. So they're not going to get promoted out of League One back into the Championship. Wigan and Wycombe both on 77. So anybody here, Derby, Notts County, Charlton, Reading, right the way down to Shrewsbury are almost guaranteed. I mean, it's still a tall order with 6 points available. That's 75. It's, there's still a fair mix there, and it's all down to those final results as to who ends up in the playoff places. As it stands in the relegation zone, really the fight is over for Chesterfield. We knew that last time out. Burton Albion and Leyton Orient have joined them in League Two for next season. Leyton Orient, though they put up a fight towards the end, have given up. They lost their last game, and they really did give it a run, and only 7 points adrift of Lincoln City. Rotherham are 6 points adrift of Lincoln, and they will go if Lincoln pick up a point in their final 2 games. Did win their last game, and they've lost 2, drawn 2, 1-1 in their last 5. And to be honest, Rotherham, they've won 1, drawn 3, lost 1. So I think my money's on Rotherham joining Leyton Orient, Burton and Chesterfield in League 2 next season. Right, just check on the injury list. Nobody there. So we've got a full complement to choose from for today's games. The question mark, I guess, is Daniel Jefferson going to start today, given the fact that he scored a hat-trick against Ipswich in the last game against Notts County in a must-win scenario, and it's not going to be easy. They are 4th in the table as it currently stands. We beat them earlier in the season at the Bob Lucas, a 2-1 win on that case of Whittingham and Nzingo, the scorers for us. Langstaff getting a consolation, just a squeaky bum time on 67, but we did manage to get past them. Right, let's not talk about it. Let's get on. Can we secure all we need realistically? We're a point ahead of Birmingham. It's Birmingham to lose. We win. We have secured the title. First game out, and we can then just settle down and enjoy the home game against Walsall. Am I dreaming? Maybe. And here is the team that faces Notts County at Medow Lane in this match day 45 of our season. Still in search of that title. Promoted, yes. Title, no. Not at this point, but hopefully by the end of this, we will have secured that title. And we're looking forward to that. So this is the team. Virginia returns to goal. The reason we've returned him to goal is Hollinshead doesn't like big matches, and this is as big as they come. Yale Virginia does. So Yale Virginia is in goal today. Let's hope he doesn't upset me. Olsen, Armitage and G, probably our best defensive line, albeit the mix has been very good of late. So that is our back line. Johnson and Holman are the wing backs either side of O'Grady Macken, who's really established himself in that deep-lying playmaker role. Patterson and Adamson are the wide players with Nzingo between them. Jefferson does get the start up front, having scored that hat-trick last time out. He's on 13 goals for the season. The only other player to score more than him, Wakachu on 22 and Patterson on 14 so far. Can Patterson add to that tally today? We'll wait and see. Hollingshead, Dillathin, Linton, Lorpenda, Darcy, Whittingham and Wakachu make up the bench. Here we are at Medow Lane. Colback is their manager. Jack Colback, their manager. They're playing a conventional 4-4-2, which has thwarted us probably more this season than any other. And we're playing our, by now, familiar formation, one that's won us the last 2 games. Can we add 3 to it today? They are 4th on 72. We are top on 97. Nobody in that far end. We're playing in our blue and white stripes today. First highlight, 4 minutes in. O'Grady Macken tries to find Anderson, doesn't find him. And they've won the ball, and Chiabuzi is away. And a good save by Yale, Virginia, to keep them at bay. Chiabuzi getting away. McJanet with this corner. It's swung in. It's headed away by G. McJanet looked like he was offside there. Surely. 26 on the clock. Johnson with a throw into Olsen. Armitage. They've definitely taken the game to us. Nzingo. G. We've been the bridesmaid so far. Adamson on his own. What a shot. That's his 4th goal of the season. And puts us in the lead on 27 minutes. And we've been waiting. We've soaked up. It's the proverbial soaking up the pressure. And the other good news is Stockport have taken the lead against Birmingham. This could be the championship winning game. And I'm not sure he hit that right, but either way, it's gone in. 14 minutes on the clock. Holman with a throw in. O'Grady Macken. Chipped in. Oh, my goodness me. And I asked the question, could Travis Patterson add to his tally? Yes, he can. 15th goal of the season for Travis Patterson. And we take a 2-goal lead on 41 minutes. Goodness me, I didn't see that coming. It was a lovely ball in, and Travis Patterson guided it into the back of the net. They have a throw in. They got a long throw specialist. Don't want them to get a goal back here. Oh, he's taken a deflection, gone for a corner. And defended well there. We're in the first minute of 3 added on. Robertson looks like he will be taking this corner. It's going to be an outswinger. Guided away. McJanet is still on it though. And McJanet crosses this deep. And a save by Yale, Virginia. Keeps them out still. McJanet from the other side. This one going to be an outswinger as well. Headed away by G, but only as far as Robertson. Highlight is going to continue, which is worrying. McJanet and G is there again. And it's gone for a throw. And we've survived to half time. And I think we can see why we put Yale Virginia in goal today. He's made 2 absolutely fantastic saves to keep us in the lead. Otherwise, it would have been a drawing at half time. 5 shots, 3 on target, 0.68, 44% of the possession. As I said, we have been poor relations. They've had 7 shots, 5 on target, 1.12, and 56% of the possession. We've scored the goals. They haven't. So far, so good. 1 minutes on the clock. They made 2 changes at half time. Johnson, O'Grady Macken working together there. The ball's been given away though, and they come forward. We know that we're not so good at the early part of the second half of games, and this could be another example of it. Oh, I'm not sure if that was a save. I think it was. I think it was Yale Virginia again. Janet's going to be an in-swinger this time. Near post. G there again, but Kelly back out to McJanet. McJanet to Kelly. McJanet, need to keep him at bay. We've thwarted him so far. Patterson, and it's straight into the arms of Virginia. Was it Virginia made the save here? Chiabuzi found Carey. Oh, in fact, no. I think it came off of G. And then off the post. Good bit of defending though. Patterson, Nzingo, Adamson. Adamson has Holman on the overlap. Looking for Nzingo. Defender just got there ahead of him. Johnson, Nzingo to Patterson. It's come off the woodwork. Goodness me. Still have it though. O'Grady Macken, Holman. A 3rd goal would kill it off, I think. Holman is getting thwarted there. He's gone all the way back to Yale, Virginia. And we couldn't get through. That was the defender getting rid of it. Oh, unlucky. And with 68 minutes on the clock, going to make 2 changes. A bit after the Lord's Mayor's show for Daniel Jebison. He's can't find the back of the net today. I don't know why. But Daniel Jebison coming off. He's had a bit of a poor day. Wakachu comes on in place of him. The other change that we're making is Carl Johnson, also not doing particularly well out there today in that wing-back position, the left wing-back position. He's on... he's off, and it's Josiah Linton that comes on to replace him. Adamson with the corner, 77 on the clock. Swung in and couldn't bring it down. O'Grady Mackham tidies up, though. Inside to Olsen. Olsen to Adamson. G. The defenders are forward at the moment. Patterson! Ooh, over the top. Thought Patterson might have got his second of the game for a split second there. He seemed to have a little bit of time. It was almost too much time. And with 82 minutes on the clock and making two more changes, we've taken off Will Armitage. Dejuthin has come on, or Dejuthin has come on for him. And the other change that we made is O'Grady Mackin, who's tiring. He's come off, and Tom Lependa replaces him. 5 minutes of added time. We have a free kick. It's gone out wide to Linton. We are in the 3rd minute of those added on, or 4th minute, actually. Lependa, Holman. Holman has to double back. He's been well marked out there today. Lependa finds Adamson. Tried to get it through to Nzingo. Didn't do it. And they've got a breakaway here. But it's been cut out by G, who's had a fantastic game, I have to say. And Carey picks that ball up again. We're in the 5th minute of 5 added. And it's cut out. Adamson, Linton working together. Adamson, can we break them? They're trying to find a goal, but we may have thwarted them. Holman through to Nzingo, and goalkeeper makes the saves, goes for a corner. That was a sure goal. Had he not put that away, we're going to see the replay before the corner, if there's time for the corner indeed, because we're in the 6th minute of 5 added on. Holman through to Nzingo. Nzingo hits it first time. Good save. Adamson. He's winding down the clock there. Takes the corner. It's headed back out. He's fired it back in. Wakachu. Oh, Lependa. And we do score a 3rd goal right on the death. And Wakachu had a go. It was blocked. We'll see it again. Adamson. It's headed away by the defender. Back out to Adamson, who finds Wakachu, who wallops it. And I'm not sure it didn't come back. It says it come off of Jack Colbeck. Oh, no, that's the manager. I'm not sure which defender it came off here. Either Penman or Delajithin. But it fell to Lependa, and Lependa volleyed it into the back of the net. And it is all over. 3-0 the scoreline. We've done our bit so far. We could be just a win away. Depends what's happened to Birmingham. If Birmingham have lost, we have secured the title. We will find out very, very shortly. They've had 14 shots, 8 on target, 2.00, 47% of possession. We wrestled the possession back from them. We had 16 shots, 7 on target, 2.18, and 53% of the possession. Yale, Virginia has really, well, put him in goal because of he likes big matches, and boy, did he like big matches. He kept us in that game, and an 8.5 player of the match for him, but there's a few others that need noting as well. Nzingo on an 8.3, Stefan Adamson on a 7.9. He was a bit wonky to start off with, but he's come good. All in all, a good team effort, and all we now need now is Stockport to have done a job on Birmingham. And here are the results. We have the Wednesday results as well, because the league was split into 2 games, 2 match days, as it were. And, well, as you will see, if you've looked at the table on the right-hand side, Birmingham came back from that goal down against Stockport County. Nunes and Creswell, the scorers, on 21 and 59. They've won. They are still 1 point behind us. And, well, it's all down to the last game. We have to win the last game against Walsall. That is what we have to do. And hope that Birmingham well, Birmingham can win, and it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. But we do need to get that, and it's going to the wire, as they say. Derby County, they faltered against Sheffield Wednesday, losing 2-1, despite Anis Mehmeti's goal. And as it stands, they are on 74 points. Wickham played on the Wednesday game, I think. Can't see them there. Charlton are in 5th on 73, and Notts County dropped down to 6th by virtue of that loss today. But Wigan and Shrewsbury also on 72. 3 points available. So Oxford United still could be in the mix. Peterborough have gone by the wayside. They must have played on Wednesday as well. Let's have a quick look at Wednesday results. 0-0 draw against Rotherham. Rotherham, I think, have been relegated. 3 points, they can't make it. They have gone. Leyton Orient have finished. Leyton Orient beating Walsall by 2-0. They have finished, or look like to finish, in 21st place, and only 4 points adrift. Just kicked themselves. They didn't get into gear a little bit earlier. Otherwise, they would have made it. So, teams that could still make the playoffs: Oxford, Reading, Shrewsbury, Wigan, Notts County, Charlton, Wickham, Derby County. Charlton drawing 1-1 with Salford. Chesterfield losing. Charlton drawing with Salford. We said that. So that's how it's all ended up. And it all comes down to the last game of the season. 3 days down to the game against Walsall. We come back just ahead of that with any news. And so here we are at match day, final games, or final day of the season, all 12 o'clock kickoffs. And Birmingham, they are at St Andrews against Exeter City, second playing 14th, first playing 13th. As far as we're concerned, it's all down to this final game of the season. Birmingham don't know when to give up, and they've tracked us for a long way now. And we don't want to slip up at the last hurdle if we can help it. Walsall, we have played them twice in this series. Drew with them earlier in the season at the Bescott Stadium. It's the old Bescott Stadium, I think. Poundland Bescott Stadium, it's called now. 2-2 draw there. And then we did play them in 2024 in the FA Cup second round. Beat them 7-1 on that occasion. I'd like a scoreline like that today, if at all possible. Yeah, we'll see. No team news really of sorts. The only team players that are not available are the players that are on trial, basically. So that's where we are at. There's not much more to tell you. Let's go and have a look at the side then that will face Walsall in this must-win game to secure the League One title. And so it is. The final game, match day 46. We are at home to Walsall. What better place to win the league title if we can? And well, as I say, every occasion that we've been promoted to date, we have done it as champions. This one's probably been the closest, and we need that one more win in order to secure it. Virginia continues in goal. Delathin comes in to the back line alongside Olsen and G. Linton and Johnson moving over this side to the right side as the wing-backs. O'Grady Macken between them. Patterson and Adamson as the wide attacking players. Nzingo is behind Wakachu up front. And it's Hollingshead, Armitage, Holman, Lependa, Darcy, Whittingham and Jebison making up the bench. And so here it is, back at the Bob Lucas for the final game of the season. Let's hope for a party at the end and a trophy lift. Tom Hart, their manager. They are in 13th on 61. We are first on 100 points. Maximum 103. They're playing in green today. playing a 4-4-2, which has thwarted us quite a bit this season. And then Zingo on the edge of the area, but he's come back. He's played it back to Olsen. O'Grady Macken, just 2 minutes on the clock. Delashathin. Olsen goes all the way back to Yale, Virginia. And we start again. G. Adamson. Adamson through the lines. And Zingo. Goalkeeper had to make a save. And, well, it's gone for a corner. Adamson with this corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. Swung in. It's cleared. And Lewis heads it away. 4 minutes on the clock. Another corner. Adamson. Let's hope the delivery's a little bit better. Near post again. Olsen this time to O'Grady Macken, who's fired it through the crowd. Fourth goal of the season. And what a time to score it. And on 5 minutes, we take a lead. "12 minutes on the clock. Egbo with a throw into Dans. Hayden. Lewis, cut out by Adamson. Wakachu. Wakachu, what's Wakachu going to do? He's going to go on his own. He's curled it. And the goalkeeper. G with a free kick. 37 on the clock. Adamson. Another goal for us before half-time would be rather nice, thank you. Grady Mack and Linton. Patterson, one won't be enough, I don't think. Olsen finds G. G's out wide. Where's Holman gone? He's gone walkabout. But G's on his own here. It's crossed in, but it was a poor ball in. And Fitchett. Evans. But it's a poor ball away from the goalkeeper. Johnson. Adamson. Adamson, Wakachu. And Zingo. He's put it in the bottom corner. His 7th goal of the season. And he's been... I mean, we left him out early part of the season. He came back into the team when we changed the formation up a little bit. And he's relished that deep-lying playmaker role. And in behind the striker. 2-0 on 38. No more highlights of this half. And it was pretty even Stevens, so it still is pretty even Stevens. They've had 6 shots, only 2 on target. We've had 5 shots, 3 on target. 0.65 of 3 on target. We've scored 2 of them. Excuse me. But they have had slightly more of the possession, so it's not all been one-way traffic, though the scoreline would tell you something different. No changes at half-time. 55 on the clock. Linton with throw in. O'Grady Macken finds Nzingo. Delathin. Johnson. Johnson has a go from distance, and it's not far away. In fact, the goalkeeper got a finger to that. It was going in, I think. And Evans tips it over the bar. And Linton with a corner. An in-swinger to the near post, but it's headed away. Wakachu back to Linton. Didn't find him. 75 on the clock. Linton. And saw the net rustle. I thought that was gone in. Corner. Swung in, and it was Delathin coming in across the back of the defenders. Got ahead to it, but couldn't keep it down. And with 76 minutes on the clock, we're going to make 3 changes. Wakachu, who's not had a good day out there, he's off, and he's been replaced by Daniel Jebison. Travis Patterson, he's tiring rapidly. Again, not had such a good day today, but Matt Whittingham is on for him. Let's give him a chance to see if he can prove his worth. And final change, and Tola Pender comes on to replace him. Free kick for Walsall. Hobson is out there. He's pulled it back. Yes, it's gone over the top, though. 85 on the clock. Fitchett. Castle. Lewis into the area. Castle has it. Burns pulls it back. Hayden. It's a shot come off the top of the crossbar. And with 86 on the clock, making our final 2 changes. Gloria Nzingo. He's tired. He's had a good game, and he's come off and been replaced by Ronan Darcy. And the final change that we're making is Carl Johnson has come off and been replaced by Jack Holman. Ball forward to Whittingham. And Lopenda picks it up in midfield. Lopenda through to Whittingham. Whittingham, he's cut inside. He's going on his own, and he's fired it over the top. And we get the trophy lift. We are League One title holders on the last day of the season. Wakachoo, the captain, will lift the trophy. And every time we've been promoted so far, we've gone up as champions. And Wakachoo, there he goes. League One champions, beating Walsall 2-0 on the final day of the season. Not sure what Birmingham have done. We will find out in due course, but it doesn't really matter. The obligatory somersault. And it was nice to do that at home. O'Grady Mackin opening the scoring on 5. Nzingo getting second on 38. And we had to pretty much battle it out in that second half. Walsall, 8 shots. No more on target. I think they had 2 on target at the end of the first half. 0.44 on the XG. 48% of the possession. We had 11 shots. Just a 3 on target. I don't think we had any on target in that second half either. 1.42 and 52% of the possession. I guess it doesn't really matter. We scored the 2 goals that we needed to do in order to win the game and saw the game out, and a clean sheet to boot. Glory Nzingo picking up a player of the match with a 7.9. Yale Virginia, again, a 7.4. He's definitely the man for big games. A 7.7 from Charlie Olsen. The defence, fairly strong, and Delogia thin. Question is, do we bring him in? Obviously, he's been on loan. Do we bring him in? I don't know. Things that we need to quander as we look up into the championship, and we need to be a championship side next season, and we need to have the quality in depth, but certainly finish the season on full throttle. Well, we did it, and Birmingham in the end only managed to draw against Exeter City, a 1-1 draw, which means that we won the title with 3 points clear and a better goal difference in the end as well. So splendid day at the office. This is how the League One table finishes then for the end of the season. We are champions on 103, Birmingham second on 100 points. For 2 sides to score over 100 points, I think that is pretty astounding. Some 23 points clear of Derby County, who will be in the playoffs. They will play Wycombe Wanderers, who got in there as well. Reading and Charlton, the other 2 sides in the playoffs, they will play one another. Notts County missing out in the end. How did they get on the final day of the season? They lost 1-0 to Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient really had a absolutely spectacular end to the season, didn't they just? Wigan and Shrewsbury also on 72, just missing out on goal difference. Wigan losing to Ipswich Town by a 1-0 on the final day, and Shrewsbury, they lost 2-1 at home to already relegated Rotherham. It's funny when the pressure's off, what can happen. Oxford United, who were chonking away at the top there for long periods and fell away dramatically. We'll look at that when we look at the end of season review. But they lost today to Sheffield Wednesday by a 0-0. All the relegations were already concluded. Leyton Orient, Rotherham, Burton Albion and Chesterfield play in League 2 next season. And we'll be finding out in the end of season review who we will be playing in the in the championship next season. Let's have a proper look at the table. We won our last 4 games of the season, winning 4 out of the 5. Birmingham drawing 2, winning 3. It wasn't enough to oversee us. And as you'll see, when you look down at Leyton Orient, they won 4, lost 1 of their last 5. So they had a fantastic last 5 games of the season. Shrewsbury, you'd have had money for them to go through, lost that last game of the season, having won the previous 4. That was pretty poor. Right, it's concluded then. The season is over. We've won the last 4 games of the season. In fact, not conceded a goal in this episode. 3-0 and 2-0 wins. Rather good for the end of the season. Just the form that we wanted to hit after that loss to Leyton Orient. And I think if we'd won against Leyton Orient, we'd have secured it a little bit earlier. But that's how it was meant to be. Where's the entertainment and it all being over about 5 games out, I ask you? Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have, you join me for the end of season review and the transfer special as we look for players that will be able to keep us in the Championship. And I think next season, whether we're going to get up into the Premier League in one go, I'm not so sure. Can we do it literally straight up through the ladder? It's going to be a tall order, but I won't say never, never, but it's going to be a tough one. If you've enjoyed the episode today, though, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button if you haven't already done it. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes at bottom to the top on our other series, Going Dutch, as they are released. And new episodes are from the bottom to the top, released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. The best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 102, and it will be our end of season review and transfer special as we get set ready for the start of the season in the Championship. Join me for that. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.